in this. So what's your first step on these?
The factor.
Yep, factor and as much as you can, factor. So pull out an x first. And then what? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and factor the numerator, or the denominator. But we can still factor the numerator further to what?
Yeah, we had a group discussion about what that is.
All right. So this is factored form. And why do we keep that? Like, why do we not just go ahead to simplified form?
Because it's nice to see it that, and so you can have a whole, to see if there's a whole.
Okay, but when is it nice to have this form?
When you're trying to write it in factored form.
When you're plugging in
When you're
points.
checking points. What?
Just what she said when you're wanting to write it in factored form.
Then I said, just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just
Only after you saw his reaction.
Okay. So yes, it's really for when you're plugging in points. It's kind of nice for that, right? To have it in factored form. I guess it's actually better in simplified form, but
Seeing it
Okay.
in factored form kind of just motivates me.
that's good.
It's like, oh,
So the fact that we have a difference between our factored and simplified tells you there's a whole, right?
yeah.
So you could start with that in terms of your list of all the stuff we have to deal with. So where's the whole? At x equals negative 3.
Yeah.
Is that enough?
No, you need
But you
your
need the y part. You also need the negative.
Will you get full credit if you forget this part?
No.
Okay.
Will you get half credit if you forget this part?
Some credit. Yeah, probably half. But half is a F, so on the question.
No, what? If we miss the y coordinate, we get an F on this question.
Yeah, but he said half credit. You only did half the work. So I'm just saying on that question, you get 50%, which is an F on that question.
Although it averages out based on that.
So in other words, you can't get half the points on all the stuff. At some point, you have to make up for it.
So the y
Does that make sense?
is 5.14.
Okay. All right, where do you look to get the y coordinate?
Plug it in.
Plug negative 3 into the simplified version.
Why are we doing negative 3?
I don't know.
Jazzy didn't beat that.
Because I looked at my paper wrong.
Do you have to write 5 point?
No.
Remember, you have no calculator. Well,
Well,
no,
we do have a calculator.
no graphing calculator.
Yeah, I was like,
There's only 2 of those left, looks
I
like.
saw one.
yeah, but what if you just bring
Call one? What are we in grade
Why
school?
would I need
I
that?
Yeah, I'm all about to take one home. I'm about to
Math
just keep the loop.
That's hilarious. Okay. So we have 36 sevenths. For graphing purposes, you need to estimate that, but it doesn't have to be perfect. 36 sevenths is fine. Okay, what's next?
and then
You write it out as a formula.
No, it's fine.
okay. I did my vertical asymptote, yeah, which is -4 x equals -4.
Good?
I did my horizontal asymptote, which you have
Okay.
long division, sadly.
No big.
That's because there's not a vertical or a horizontal asymptote.
What?
There's a slant.
Can I just say HA equals slant? Or
No,
is
because that's like saying a horizontal line equals a diagonal line.
that-
No, you can't do that.
It's like a mix of a diagonal.
So when, like, right there, like, on the board, you know where it says HA,
Yep.
would you put y equals, or would you say that? Okay.
You would say slant equals or something, okay?
Mm.
Or slant, and then you could do like, where is that? Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Something like that.
I don't like it.
And it's x plus 5.
We need to do this,
Okay.
but thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for the heads up.
It's actually a lot easier.
Okay, what do we do for finding slant asymptote?
You're gonna go back to the OG problem problem.
I love that. OG problem.
Oh, gee.
That's
The
why I
OG
write
boss.
original.
Boss
I don't think I can spell original. If I try.
Don't forget, if you're missing terms, then you have to fill out a 0, right? 0x squared.
You get a goose egg for everything you're missing.
Yep, that's typical, right? All right, where do you do the work for this? How do you figure out how many times something goes into something?
So
Tell
over
your
on the
X.
side.
Yeah, just somewhere, I would. I agree, though, this one's easy. So x cubed divided by x squared is what?
X.
So write it above the power, the same power of x. And then go do all your multiplication. X cubed plus x squared minus... Wow, this one's way easier than what we did the other day.
I know, that's what I was saying. Like, I can actually do it by myself. It's incredible.
I actually can. Good job. All right, next one.
So now you just do the 5x squared over x squared and you just get plus 5. But you don't need to go any farther because that is the mx plus b. So there you go.
Yeah, as soon as you write that and you know that the rest of it's just not going to create any more terms on top, then you're good. So your slant asymptote is y equals x plus 5. Tell me what, in terms of graphing that, we need a slope and a y-intercept. So which is which?
So your y-intercept is the 5, your slope is 1.
Yeah.
Oh, that
I
makes
wrote it,
more
I just don't
sense for this.
So 1 up 1 over 1 from 5.
Yep.
Okay, in terms of graphing. Okay, what's next?
We did y-intercepts next.
Intercepts.
Intercept, but it was just 5
Okay.
and 0, 0.
What do you do to find the y-intercept? Okay, set all x is equal to 0. You can do it in the original or simplified. I wouldn't do factor just because it's probably more confusing. So original is the easiest though. So we get 0 over negative 12, looks like.
Oh, okay. I was like, how did I mess up so bad?
Okay, now what?
X-intercept. And you set the numerator equal to 0.
Which numerator?
You can use anyone you want.
The fact.
I
and
did
the
the-
simplify.
Numerator of
Okay, the safest way is to do simplified because otherwise you're going to look, if you set the numerator of factored form equal to 0, you're going to think you have a 0 at 3. But you have a hole there. So go simplified instead. Hi,
Hi. I can wait my turn.
good.
Oh, you're so mean.
He is so sassy. You're not sassy to them, like
Oh,
you're sassy
he's-
to
No,
us.
he's sassy.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not sassy at all.
That was shut up.
I don't tell you that. I have actually, sorry.
Not me, just Shiley.
Okay,
Everybody good on that?
yeah.
Now what?
Graph.
Graph. Can we do this first?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we have zeros in a couple places. There they are. And whole at 3, roughly 5.
Mr. Adams.
Yes?
You put it on the positive side and not negative.
Yeah, I did. All right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please make if you find a hole, please make it stand out. Now what?
I think that's good.
And then you do the vertical and horizontal
Slant.
slant.
Yeah. I think we need to review what that is.
No, I know, but
You do the horizontal because it's not there, and then you do the slant.
There's our vertical. How did we graph the slant again?
it's like a linear line.
It lays
But how? Start where?
It starts
Starts
at
at
5.
5, goes up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1,
Or down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just kind of do it.
Yeah. Well, we're just doing problems, but yeah. You're welcome to stay and review. All right, what do we know about how this graph probably looks? We're almost done.
No, you're okay.
Probably like
It's looking probably, yeah, like, whoa, that's fat.
crazy.
I don't think it does that, yeah.
It kind of like goes a little more like
Into it, you know.
yeah.
All right, how about the other one?
It's like it's
It like
cubic.
starts and then like that.
It's cute. Oh, yep, kind of, yep.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool.